Welcome to all. See, let us continue our class on continuity and differentiability. See, let us recap what we have learned in our last class. See, in the last class we have learned about continuity and differentiability. See, there is a difference between continuity and differentiability. So, continuity means we say that a function is continuous if limit of the function is equal to value of the function at the given point. Then in the previous video we discussed about differentiability. So differentiability means, so we say here right hand derivative should be equal to left hand derivative. So what is the meaning of derivative? What is the meaning of derivative? What is the symbol of derivative? So that is written as dy by dx. So that is called what? Rate of change of y, rate of change of dependent variable with respect to x. Okay, so I have written here differentiation. So that also we know the definition here. So differentiation means the process of finding the derivative, that means dy by dx, the process of finding the derivative of the given function. So given function is we think that as c, y is equal to f of x. The process of finding the derivative of this function, given function, with respect to independent variable. So we have two variables, x and y. Okay, so see here, dependent variable and independent variable. We find the derivative of the function with respect to independent variable. This process is called differentiation. So all these things we have covered in our last class. So I am going to continue some of the basic things related to differentiation in this session. Okay. So here in our first PUC classes we have learned some of the basic results regarding differentiation. Okay, see, we have used first principle. Okay, by using the first principle we have derived some of the basic formulas of differentiation. So let us recall all those formulas and let us list out some of the algebra of derivatives. Okay, so what is the rules? What is the rule to differentiate the given function? So we have covered all these things in first PUC. Only thing is, in this session I am recalling some of those basic points and let's move ahead. Okay. See, after learning all these things, so let us talk about, say, algebra of derivatives. So what is the rule of differentiation? You see, we have some basic rules. So how do you find the derivative here? See, derivative means, so we already told here, see, d by dx, I write y. See, this d by dx is called differential operator. This also we know this. Differential operator. See, d by dx is called differential operator. So if I apply, see, d by dx on, see, y, then that will be what? Derivative, the rate of change of y with respect to x. So if I consider, see, dA by dt, if I write, say, dA by dt, then the differential operator is what? D by dt. So here dependent variable is area and independent variable is time. Okay, generally we take dependent variable as y and independent variable is x. See, dA by dt means what is this? See, rate of change of area, rate of change of area with respect to time. So that you can write it. Then see, if I say ds by dt, then rate of change of surface area with respect to time. So in this way we apply d by dx on various quantities. Okay, so if I apply d by dx on generally say y, then that will be called derivative dy by dx, or ds by dt, that means differential operator is d by dt. Then I can apply differential operator on area. So if we consider, see, v as volume of the, see, v as volume, then I can say, see, dv by dt. Okay, see, this is rate of change of volume, rate of change of volume with respect to time. So in these situations we are having two variables, x and y, or s and t. Okay, in this case then area and t. See, if I write say dA by dr, then it represents rate of change of area with respect to radius. Okay, so dA by dr. So we are finding the rate at which area of the circle is changing with respect to radius. That gives us the rate. So all these things we must know here. See, d by dx is called differential operator. Okay, so now, so if I see, I will recall some of the points. So what we have learned here, see, dy dx, see, derivative of constant, okay, derivative of constant, whatever the constant may be, if we find the derivative of the constant, so the derivative of the constant will be what? 0, okay. So derivative of constant is 0. This is the basic result here. Then, see, if I take, see, derivative of, see, x, okay, see here, if I differentiate this x with respect to x, so here dependent and independent variable both are same, then derivative of x with respect to x, so that will be what? 1. So we have learnt all these basic things, so just I am recalling this. So derivative of constant is 0, then derivative of x is what? 1, okay. So this is called differential operator. See, this dy dx, the notation is called differential operator. We apply it on various dependent variables, okay. Derivative of x is 1. So then, see here, if we have, say, two functions f of x and g of x are differentiable, if f of x and g of x are differentiable functions, then see, if I want to get the derivative of these two functions, see, sum of these two functions, sum or difference, okay. So if I have, say, two functions, so I may have two or more functions. Let us consider if two functions are differentiable. See, differentiable means we know left hand derivative and right hand derivative should exist. So we are considering all these functions are differentiable functions. So if I have two functions f of x and g of x are differentiable, then what is the derivative of sum of those two functions or difference? See, f of x plus g of x means sum of the two functions. F of x minus g of x is difference of two functions. So then I have to apply this differential operator on both the functions here, and I consider the respective signs. So derivative of first function. So if sum is given, you consider plus or minus. Derivative of the second function. So derivative of individual functions. We can see this is called sum rule or difference rule. So then, if I consider the same, see here, if f of x and g of x are differentiable functions, okay, differentiable functions, then see, if I want to get the derivative of the product, say, f of x into g of x. See, if I want to get the derivative of product, this is sum, okay, sum or difference. Then if I consider the product of two functions, so how do you differentiate when you have product of two functions? See, f of x into g of x. So product of two functions, it may have another function, two or more functions, okay. So now let us consider two functions at a time. So f of x and g of x, this is called product rule. This also we have learned here. So this is product rule. Okay, this what I am going to write now on the right hand side is product rule. So this is very, very important here. See, product rule. So how do you get the differentiation of two products? See, first let us put one function outside and take the differentiation of other function. So let me write this f of x and derivative of second function. See, derivative of second function. Then write the positive sign. Then you take the function which has already been differentiated here. See, g of x. I will keep g of x outside into derivative of that function. See, f of x. So this rule is called what? Product rule. Product rule of differentiation. Okay. So this is sum rule or difference rule. Individually we can consider the functions. Then if I have product of two functions, then you keep one function outside. See, if I consider this as first function and this as second function, then we can read it as first function into derivative of second function plus second function into derivative of first function. See here, first function into derivative of second function plus second function into derivative of whatever the first function is given. We have to consider that. So this is called product rule. Okay. So then we had another rule here. See, very, very important here, quotient rule. So this is very, very important. This also we have learned in first PUC. So quotient rule. So what is the quotient rule? So if I want to find the derivative of, see, derivative of, so if the function is like this, f of x by, see, g of x. So what is the derivative of f of x divided by g of x? See, this is a quotient. So if the function is given in this form, then how do you write the differentiation? See, Then we have to consider first here, see numerator. What is the numerator here? G of x into derivative of numerator. Okay, denominator into derivative of numerator. See minus. Then you have to keep this function outside. F of x into derivative of this g of x divided by, see, denominator, whatever the denominator is given, you take the whole square. So this is called quotient rule of differentiation. So we use this often in this differentiation here. See, quotient rule of differentiation. Okay, so let me take it again. See, derivative of quotient of two functions. How do you differentiate it? So use this. So denominator. So if I consider, see here, this is numerator and this is denominator. See, denominator, whatever the denominator is given, write that into derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator whole divided by whatever the denominator is given, you consider the whole square. Okay. So d by dx means what? Differential operator. And we have some basic rules for differentiation. For the basic rules, if I have two functions, then I can apply the sum rule, then the product rule and quotient rule. Okay, so all these things we have learned in first PUC. So you can note down these by listing these separately. Okay, so product rule and quotient rule. So these are the two important rules of differentiation. Okay, so derivative of constant is 0. So derivative of x with respect to same variable x, that will be what? 1. So let us continue to consider some of the more basic points here. Okay. See, next we have, see, a power rule. Okay, what is the power rule? See, if the derivative of, very very important here, see, x to the power n. So here x to the power of n, power is n. See, derivative of x to the power of n. So we know this, n into x to the power of n minus 1. So this is very very important here. So we also learned this derivative of, okay, derivative of x to the power of n is equal to n into x to the power of n minus. This is called power rule. So for example, we can write it here. See, if I want to find see, derivative of x to the power of 5. So what is the derivative of x to the power of 5? See, this is this whole thing is treated as y. Okay, I told this d by dx is differential operator applied on x to the power of 5. What is the derivative of x to the power of 5? See here, power is n is 5 here. See, x to the power of n means 5. So how do you write 5 into, see, n into, so x to the power of, so 1 less than 5. 1 less than 5 means 5 minus 1, that is 4. So what is the derivative of x to the power of 5? So derivative of x to the power of 5 is 5 into x to the power of 4. So if the power is negative, then also we can use this formula. See here, I will get the answer here. See, derivative of, see, x to the power of minus 4. So how do you make this? See, minus 4 into x to the power of. So whatever the power here is, see, n minus 1. So that I will get minus 4 into x to the power of what? Minus 5. So this will be the derivative of x to the power of minus 4. So in this way we can use this power rule. See, by using this we have deduced some of the small results here. Derivative of x to the power of n is what? N into x to the power of n minus 1. So I can see, I replace, if I go on replacing n, so I will get this here. If I put n is equal to 1, okay, what is this? This we have already listed here. See, x to the power of 1, that means derivative of x. So n is 1 here. See, 1 into x to the power of 1 minus 1, what is that? That is 1 minus 1 is 0. X to the power of 0 is what? 1. So therefore derivative of x, so as we have written already, so derivative of x with respect to x same variable, that will be what? 1. Okay, so this is the very important. See here, if I replace, okay, okay, I will see here. So in this, if I replace, see, put n is equal to, so here, if I replace n by minus 1, see what happens here. See, derivative of x to the power of, I replace n by minus 1. So this is minus 1 into x to the power of, see, minus 1, that will be what? Minus 2. So that is, I will write minus 1 as it is. See, x to the power of minus 2 means, that comes to the denominator, I can write it as x square. So x to the power of minus n means, so I can write, see, x to the power of minus n means 1 by x to the power of n. Therefore, I can write x to the power of minus 2 as 1 by x square. So that means, therefore, derivative of x to the power of minus 1 or 1 by, if I bring x to the denominator, see derivative of 1 by x, derivative of 1 by x is what? Minus 1 by x. So this is another important simple result. So you must know here, see derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 by x square. You must know this. Okay, these are the results we have deduced here. So derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 by x square. So let me replace n by, see here, put n is equal to, see, negative. So if the power is negative, then what happens to this formula? Put n is equal to minus n. Then what I will get here? See, derivative of x to the power of, see, minus n. Okay, I have replaced n by minus n. Then on the right hand side, see, minus n into x to the power of minus n minus 1. So that is minus n into, see, x to the power of, I will take minus outside, I will get n plus 1 or minus n. So I bring this, see, negative n comes to the denominator x to the power of n. So bring this thing to the denominator, that will be minus n divided by x to the power of, see, n plus 1. That is derivative of x to the power of minus n. So we can directly write it as minus n divided by x to the power of, see, minus n divided by x to the power of n plus 1. So for example, see, I can write it directly. So if I want to write derivative of x to the power of minus 8, we can use this formula also. Okay, n into x to the power of n minus 1, you get the answer. Otherwise, see, negative power is there. So that is, see, minus, what is place of n here? See, 8 divided by x to the power of 1 greater than n, that is 8 plus 1, that will what? 9. So answer is minus 8 divided by x to the power of 9. This is the derivative of x to the power of minus 8. So note down all these results. Okay, so let me consider, say, another example here. So what is the derivative of, see, x to the power of minus 3? So if I want to get the derivative, see, I can write it directly here. See, minus n means what? 3 divided by x to the power of, see, n plus 1, that will be what? 4. So I get minus 3 divided by x to the power of 4. So in this way we can make use of this result also, otherwise we can use the power rule also. So this is very important rule. Okay, so in this way we can discuss some of the basic results. See, next let us consider this, see, d by dx of, see, if I replace this x by, see, ax plus b whole to the power of n. Okay, so I am replacing this x by binomial ax, then what will be the right hand side according to this? See, n into x to the power of n minus 1. So I have to write the degree here, see, n into, so we treat this whole thing as x, and I get what? Ax plus b whole to the power of, see, n minus 1. So if I write only this much on the right hand side, see, it is something missing here. So what is this here? X to the power of n means what? N into x to the power of n minus 1. Here I have only monomial here, x. Okay, it is not a monomial, it is binomial. See here, it is a binomial. It is a binomial of the form ax plus b. See, what is the coefficient of x? So coefficient of x is a. So that a we should write as a coefficient on the right hand side. So that will be what? A n into ax plus b whole to the power of n minus 1. So this is another basic result. See, if I write see, c into f of x, see, derivative of this. Okay, so derivative of some constant into f of x, then the constant comes outside. So we can take constant outside the differential operator and we can differentiate the function. See, so take the constant outside and you differentiate whatever the function given. So differential operator on the given function. So take the constant outside the differential operator. Okay, so this also you can do it. Then another result we have deduced from first principle was, see, d by derivative of, see, root x. This is very, very important here. See, derivative of root x. So what is the derivative of root x? So it is 1 by 2 root x. Okay, derivative of root x is, we have deduced it from first principle, the derivative of root x or x to the power of 1 by 2. So we get 1 by 2 root x. This is standard result here. So by using this, we can replace this here, square root of, as I did here. See, I replaced x by ax plus b. So under the square root, I will replace x by, see, ax plus b. So what happens to the right hand side? See, in the same way we can copy this 2 root. See, instead of x, what we should write? Ax plus b. Then as the coefficient of x is a is present here, so I can replace numerator as a. So a divided by 2 root square root of ax plus b. So this is also one of the standard results we have deduced in our previous class. Okay. So you can note down this result also. So we have got all these results with the help of this power rule. Say derivative of x to the power of n is equal to n into x to the power of n minus 1. Okay. So let us continue our class. Let us consider, see, derivatives of trigonometric functions. So derivatives of trigonometric functions. So these are also very important, and we have covered all the points in our previous class. So derivative of trigonometric functions. So how many trigonometric functions we have? So we know there are 6 trigonometric functions here. Okay, so see a differential operator. So observe the results here. See what I am going to write. See differential, as I told earlier, we have to apply differential operator. See differential operator on trigonometric functions. So what are the trigonometric functions? So this sine function, cosine function, tan, secant, cosecant, cot. Okay, so these are the 6 trigonometric functions. We also worked out all these, see, derivatives of all these trigonometric functions with the help of first principle in first PUC. So we have derived all these results. So we don't need the proofs here. So we have to recap all the derivatives. Okay, see derivative of, sin x. Then I will write this derivative of cos x. Then derivative of tan x. Then derivative of secant x. Then derivative of cosecant x. Then derivative of cot x. See, these are the 6 trigonometric functions. So remember here, very important formulas here. See here the trigonometric functions which start with CO. So here see cos x CO. So the derivatives of all these which begin with CO are negative. Then see here CO, then CO. So this is negative sign, this is negative sign. So there are 3 trigonometric functions which begin with CO: cos x, cosec, and cot. So I write the signs as negative, and remaining 3 they are all positive. So what are the quantity I am going to write on the right hand side? These are all the derivatives. Remember this, derivatives. Derivatives means after writing this, the derivatives. Okay, derivative of sin x. So derivative of sin x is what? Cos x. Derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Then derivative of tan x is what? Secant square x. Derivative of secant x is what? Secant x into tan x. See here. So derivative of sin x is cos x. Okay. So derivative of cos x is negative sin x. Then derivative of tan x is secant square x. Then derivative of secant x is secant x into tan x. Derivative of CO, begin with CO or cosecant and cot. So derivative of cosecant x is what? See, minus cosecant x into cot x. Then derivative of cot x is minus, derivative of cot x is what? Minus cosecant square x. See, these are the very important trigonometric derivatives of trigonometric functions which we have derived in first PUC. Okay, just I am recalling all the results. See how to remember this. So the derivatives of the trigonometric functions which begin with CO, see here, cot, cosec, and cos, they are all negative. So derivative of sin x is cos x, derivative of cos x is minus sin x, derivative of tan x is secant square x, secant x is, see, product of 2 functions, secant x into tan x, then derivative of cosecant x is minus cosecant x into cot x, derivative of cot x is minus cosecant square x. See here, one thing we have to observe carefully. See, sin, cos, tan, whatever the functions I have considered, see, x, that only I have written here, x. That means I have not written like 2x, 3x, 4x. So this is only x, okay, sin x, cos x, tan x, secant x. So only x is there. It is not the multiple. See 2x, 3x, 4x. I can write that also. So you may ask the question here. See, what is the derivative of sin 2x? Okay, what is the derivative of sin 2x? Then what is the derivative of cos 2x? Okay, if other than coefficient of x is 1 in all this, that is standard here. So if I replace 1 by 2, 3, 4, 5, such, see, I get now sin 2x, see, cos 2x, tan 2x. So those are also trigonometric functions. We can write the derivatives of that also. Okay, first remember this, these are the standard results. On the right hand side, I have only x here. Okay, so these things also we have recalled in our previous classes. So we have to note down all these results. Okay, let us go for next concept here. See, chain rule. So this is very, very important concept. Okay, chain rule. So what is the meaning of, see, what is the meaning of chain rule? How can we apply this chain rule? So first let us know what is the meaning of this chain rule. So where it can be used here. Okay, so before going to that this definition here, let us take one function here. I will consider an example. See, if y is equal to say, if I write see cos x square. Okay, y is equal to cos x square, then find, see, dy by dx. So observe the question. If y is equal to cos x square, so let me put the bracket here. Y is equal to cos x square, then find dy by dx. This is my question here. So if y given function is cos x square, see, it is not cos x square, cos of x square, then find the derivative. Okay, see, observe how the function is defined. Okay, so how the function looks. See, given function is, I will write it here, see, cos of x square. Okay, see, this function y is equal to cos of x square is, see, it is not a single function, it is a composite function. So how do you say it is a composite function? See, in the first chapter, we know composition of functions. So composition of f and g, composition of g and f, that means function of a function. Okay, so we say this, similarly we say this as a composite function. How do you say it is a composition function? See, it contains two functions. See, if I put this inside the bracket, we have t square, see, x square. So if I put t, see what it becomes. See, y is equal to, see, cos t. Okay, where t is, see, x square. Observe this. Okay, then see, y is equal to cos t. So it is one function. So it is a cosine function. See, cos t. Y is expressed in terms of t. So y is equal to cos t is a one function. What is the another function? T is equal to x square is another function. See, this is second function. Okay, t is a function of x. Observe this. Here, y is a function of t. See, y is expressed in terms of t, and t is a function of, see, x. T is expressed in terms of x. See, y is a function of t, and once again that inside quantity t, that t is a function of x. So function of a function. So how the function looks? So our function was this, y is equal to cos x square. So our function looks like this. See, y is equal to, okay, so function of, see, cos t. Y is equal to cos t is one function. Then this t is a function of x. So how our function looks? See, our function looks like this. F of, see, our function looks like y is equal to, see, f of g of x. Okay, so y is equal to f of g of x. So function of a function. So this function, what I have considered here, see, y is equal to cos x square. It is a composite function. So to differentiate or to find the derivative of composite functions, we need this rule, chain rule. Okay, so this is a composite function. How do you say it is a composite function? See here, y is equal to cos x square. So I have substituted some letter t here for x square. Then it looks like y is equal to cosine function. Cos t is one function, and t is once again a function of x. See, t is a function of x. Y is function of t, and t is once again a function of x. Then y, the given function y, is function of a function. Okay, so it is a composite function which contains two functions. So maybe more than two or three functions. Also we call it as a composite function of a function of a function. Okay, so y is a function of a function. To differentiate composite functions, so we need this chain rule. So then the question comes, how do you find the derivative of this? See, I have written this example here. So how do you find the derivative? See, first function is what? Y is equal to cos t. See, observe this carefully. Okay. Now, see, y is expressed in terms of t, as I told earlier. Now, this differentiating this both sides. Differentiating both sides. See, with respect to, so see, y is expressed, y is function of t. So differentiate with respect to t. Then we get what? Dy by dt. So whatever the answer, we will differentiate that. First you remember this. Differentiate, see, y is expressed in terms of t. So variables are y and t. So differentiate with respect to t, I will get dy by dt for this. Then once again, t is a function of x. Okay. See, t is a function of x. T is equal to x square. So here this is differentiate. So we differentiate with this with respect to x. So we'll get what? Dt by, see, we get dt by dx. Okay. Differentiating this with respect to x, we get dt by dx. Differentiate this with respect to t, we get dy by dx. Then whatever the derivatives we got, we multiply that. So therefore, so I will write here, see, we want to get what? Dy by dx. So derivative, we want to get dy by dx. Derivative can be obtained by, see, dy by dt into this gt by, see, dt by dx. Okay. See, first is dy by dt into, so that t is a function of x. So we differentiated that also, dt by dx. So this rule is called, this is called chain rule of differentiation. Okay. So if the function is expressed as a function of a function, or it is a composite function, then you find out the derivative as dy by dt to dt by dt. So here it is not the roots that you can take t. So you may express, or you can take this as say theta. It will be cos theta. Then what? Dy by d theta into d theta by dx. Whatever the mean. See, dy by dt into dt by dx. So we have differentiated this with respect to t. Then we have differentiated t with respect to x. So multiply these two derivatives, then we will get dy by dx. That is called what? Chain rule. Okay, chain rule of differentiation. Okay, so that after differentiating we get the answer here. So let me consider another example to illustrate this. Okay, see, if y is equal to, see, cos of root x, then find dy by dx. Okay, how do you find out this dy by dx? See, first you observe the function. See, y is equal to cos root x. So I can write this as, see, cos. So whatever this quantity is, see, I will write t. Where this t is what? Root x. See, observe this carefully. So y is equal to cos t. I put t instead of root x. See, cos t. And once again, that t is what? Root x. See, y is a function of t and t is a function of x. I hope you are understanding. So y is a function of t and t is a function of x. So then you differentiate this with respect to t. I will get what? Dy by dt